CM Punk returns to WWE, and so does the ratings as SmackDown produces its best numbers in 6 weeks. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. CM Punk returned on SmackDown, and so has the decent numbers. Finally, we're getting some good quarters from SmackDown. CM Punk, obviously, in the main event slot. Quarter number 8 had the highest quarter of the show. And we're going to break it all down here in the SmackDown quarter by quarter hour breakdown, like DX would break it down. But we have to start in quarter 1, the most disappointing quarter, and that was the 8 to 8:15 slot. So we get kick off with a recap, and then we get the Bloodline with a live promo. And this only started the show with a 1.495, which is obviously up on last week's, but the number still isn't great. But a 1.495 to start things off, just a Bloodline promo. It was the crap Bloodline though, not the real Bloodline. It was the Solo Sikoa one, the boring one, the one that nobody cares about, the one with Fat Boy Bronson Reed. So it is what it is. Quarter to 8:15 to 8:30 p.m. Chelsea Green versus Bianca Belair versus Blair Davenport. This went up 3% in viewership to 1.545 million, and went up 5% in the quarters to 605,000. Quarter 3 though, seen a decrease. It was 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. In that we had Belair, Bayley and Naomi backstage, and then LA Knight versus Santos Escobar. So I'm not surprised, nobody cares about Santos Escobar and LA Knight. They just don't. Down 4% to 1.486 million, and down 6% in the key demo to 569,000. Then we go into quarter 4. We get post-match with Shinsuke Nakamura. So Nakamura obviously back, getting into a feud with LA Knight. We had Johnny Gargano and the Machine Guns and the Street Profits backstage. We then had Nia Jax with Nick Aldis backstage, and Cody Rhodes as well. And then we got Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens in a live promo. This did an 8% increase, 1.610 million. So you see, it's up about 24,000 fans, and it's up 13% in the key demo, 642,000. Then we go to quarter 5. 9 o'clock to 9:15, it was Rhodes and Owens with a live promo. It continued into this quarter, and then we got the original Bloodline in a backstage angle, and this went up 6%. So, not surprising, you have the Rhodes-Owens promo, you have the original Bloodline in a backstage angle, plus you've got the quarter 5, the top of the hour quarter. So, you add all that stuff in, obviously it was going to go up, and it did go up. It was 1.708 million. A 6% increase in viewership, and a 4% increase in the key demo, going up to 666. Pretty freaky number there, 666,000. That's the devil's work, but MJF wishes he could draw those kind of numbers. Quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. It was Rhodes and Aldis with Carmelo Hayes backstage. We then got Candice LeRae and Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi and Bayley. We got post-match with Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Raquel, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. So all the women here, and no surprise to see this lose viewers, down 8% to 1.570 million, and also lost 8% in the key demo to 616,000. So yeah, 8% down in both the viewership and key demo. Quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. Tommaso Ciampa versus Montez Ford. We got post-match with Angelo Dawkins, Gargano, and the Machine Guns. And once again, this loses more viewers. And the viewership is down 5% to 1.492 million. And in the key demo, a 4% loss, down to 592,000. So, I mean, you go from quarter 5 to the interesting stuff with Rhodes and Owens and the Bloodline, and then you follow up with 2 really weak quarters with just the women's crap that nobody cares about, and fucking Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, nobody's tuning in to watch that guy. So am I surprised that they're down over 200,000? No, definitely not. But don't worry, because quarter 8's here. CM Punk is here to save the day. From 9:45 to 10 p.m, we got the Bloodline, the original Bloodline, the return of Paul Heyman, And of course, CM Punk, that live angle to end the show. Punk joins the Bloodline. We got a brawl. It ends with Punk and Roman staring each other out face to face. This went up 15% in viewership to do a 1.72 million. Best viewership quarter of the show. And it went up 14% in the key demo to end with 673,000, which was also the best key demo of the night too. So quarter 8, the main event delivering. A lot of times we see that quarter 5 is normally the best quarter in terms of both viewership and key demo, but with the original Bloodline in the main event and the return of Paul Heyman and of course CM Punk, I think it just factored in that that was obviously going to draw and it was going to get people interested. And I mean, who knows? Maybe if they had Punk come in earlier at the beginning of the night, maybe they could have did a better rating overall because people would have obviously knew he was there and they would have tuned in. Whereas when you bring him out right at the end, you're getting a nice little surprise, but at the end of the day, it's the final quarter, then the show ends, so you don't really get to carry those numbers. The numbers kind of just die in quarter 8 because it finishes. So that's the downside, I think, of having a big return in the main event and not having it earlier in the night where you can like try and hold on to those viewers that you gain. But it is what it is, guys. It's the best SmackDown rating in 6 weeks, so obviously it's an improvement. And I would expect now with this that SmackDown will, get better next week. Although next week I believe is a tape show again, so I mean, who knows whether next week will go up or down. But I mean, CM Punk's back, so hopefully we'll get a bit of buzz now in wrestling. Punk teaming up with Roman Reigns. That should be pretty interesting. You got Paul Heyman in there as well. Could you imagine if they add Brock Lesnar to the mix? That could shake things up on SmackDown. But anyway, there's your numbers, guys. A 1.578 million overall in the viewership and a 617,000 in the key demo. Like I said, best numbers for SmackDown in 6 weeks, and we'll see if they can continue that going into next week and on the road to Survivor Series and War Games. Anyway, been Fog Wrestling, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.